Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Ruach Kadash. Double honors unto the elder apostles, a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, titled Clean and Unclean Animals, What to Eat and What Not to Eat. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parted the hoof, right? Parted the hoof are these animals, cloven feet. Cloven feet animals, right? Cloven footed animals. These are basically cloven-footed animals. Now this is unclean, but it's going to explain later on, right? And this is not. Well, it's not cloven-footed. Actually, it's just a hoof, which is shaped like this. So yeah, going on. Whatsoever parted the hoof. And it's cloven-footed. See, they got to be cloven-footed because they, some of them parted the hoof like the camel part the hoof, but it's not cloven-footed. And it's cloven-footed. And cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. And the word cheweth the cud is cud. Right, now it says cud is a portion of food that returns from a ruminant stomach to the mouth to be chewed for the second time. That's what cheweth the cud means. They swallow it. It says this, more accurately. It is a bolus of semi-degraded food regurgitated from the rectal, reticular rumen, right, of a ruminant. Cud is produced during the physical digestive process of rumination. Basically, they eat it and then they throw it back up into their mouth and then they swallow it again. That's cheweth the cud, right? And cheweth the cud explained, a brief explanation. I'll put this in the description box so that you can get it even better. Because if you speak Dutch, you don't know what cheweth the cud means. And I didn't know until I learned of it in the Bible. So it says, verse 4. So let me read it again. Whatsoever parted the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divided the hoof, as the camel. Right, because the camel, divide the hoof, but then their paws is kind of weird and stuff like that. It doesn't have that bone structure. Only here. It's kind of like some soft, I don't know, weird animal looking thing. The camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, which is this, it says rabbit there, but this is the coney. This is the coney. And if you want to be sure, then you go to here, which is the Blue Letter Bible. And then you click on Hebrew 82:27. And then it would say on Shapan, it says rock badger, coney. This is a rock badger. Now this is a normal badger, honey badger, but this is a rock badger. Which is the coney. And also it said the hyrax, or hyrax actually, which is this, it's the coney, right, the rock badger. You don't see a lot of these things on National Geographic Channel, by the way. I don't know, I think they're fast or something. Too fast. Going on. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, which is a bunny, a hare, Bugs Bunny, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, we already know that that's a pig, and all his family members. You have swine, and then you have pigs. You know, the Edomite looking ones, the other white meat. You know, with the pink skin color. Right. Though he divided the hoof, and be not cloven footed, and be cloven footed, yet he chewed not the cud, he is unclean unto you. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and of their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. So even their dead bodies we're not supposed to be touching. So when you go to the supermarket and you touch in a dead pig, you're gonna you're unclean. That's an unclean animal. You're not supposed to touch it. They're filthy. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever had fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Right, scales and fins are these type of fish, of course. This, for example. These are the scales and these are the fins. Oh, sorry. These are the scales and these are the fins. Right. Yeah. These are scales. You can eat that, by the way, because these are the fins and these are the scales. You can eat that. But you have then snake, which have scales, but they don't have fins. Plus, they're not fish. It's a reptile. You're not supposed to eat reptiles. And also, you have shark. You're not supposed to eat shark because they have fins, but they don't have scales. And you're not supposed to eat catfish neither, because they are just like a shark. They have fins, but they don't have scales. So you can't eat that. Verse 11. And of all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. And an abomination is a filthy, wicked act, if it's done by man. But if it's just something else, like it's something filthy and wicked, it says abomination, a thing that causes disgust or loathing. From the old Latin actually, abominating. Let me get it here. Abomination. Abomination. An abominable thing or action. You see, I just talked about the action. Feeling of disgust, hatred, loathing. This also goes back, shung as an ill omen. And an omen is something like this. Omen, from the Latin foreboding. Foreboding, which is in the Dutch verboden, which means forbidden. Omen, to believe, hold as true. A meaning, words meaning a sighting. Right, omen. It's a word prediction, basically. Right, from off, away, from. Abomination. Basically, it's something to stay away from. It's something disgusting, demonically away from man. That's beastly. It's just very, you could say, demonic. It's filthy. Omen, abomination, right? Omen. Ab means off, away from. Foreboding, which means forbidden. Foreboding. Abominari, shung as an ill omen, meaning as an ill, so-called jinx, something like that. Abomination, Old French, abomination, horror, Something that something that's disgusting. Abomination, early 14 C, circa 1400. Abominable thing or action, feeling of disgust, hatred, loathing, abomination. So that's it. Right. So it says, verse 11, they shall be even an abomination, an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Yeah, sorry about that. Whatsoever had no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be even an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. A fowl is a bird, right? They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the Aussie fridge. Now you already know what the eagle is. This is the birds that's a family of the vultures and stuff like that. And of course the eagle, you already know that one. And the osprey, which is this animal, but nowadays you spell it different, which is this animal, which is another family of the eagle and the hawk and stuff like that. And the vulture and the kite after his kind. Now you already know what the vulture is. It circles around and then when another animal is dead, which is another family of the eagle kind, hawk and stuff like that. Now you have the vulture. You already know what that one is. He always eats dead bodies. He can't eat that. Every raven after his kind. Now the raven you already know. The crow is after his kind. And then you have the cow. Vogel is Dutch, by the way. You have the cow. The difference between a crow and a cow is the cows have a gray back head and they have sometimes gray eyes and sometimes blue eyes. They can have blue eyes too, and some of them are gray and stuff like that. This is another form of cow. Yeah. So yep. Right. And of course this one also, the hooded crow. You can't eat that. It's actually just all the families of the raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo. You already know what an owl is. Cuckoo animal. These are these predator type of birds. Look like a hawk. Those type of birds. You have this cuckoo. Jacobinic what? Jacobin cuckoo. You have the cuckoo of Carolina. You have the spotted cuckoo. You have the cuckoo of Carolina again. You have the black Indian cuckoo. You have the fan-tailed cuckoo. You have the Madagascan cuckoo from Madagascar. I would think. I never seen these birds, by the way. They don't even have real pictures of these birds. What's wrong with that? This is a cuckoo. It's like the only real picture of a real bird. Hey, going on. Now, you already know what the owl is. Sorry. This is the owl. And then you have the hawk after his kind. You already know what a hawk is. This is a hawk, which is another family of the eagle type. And the little owl. And the cormorant. The cormorant is this. These type of birds, which always are in the facility, in the neighborhood of water. This is photoshopped. Garbage. It looks photoshopped. Might not be. Okay, just moving on. But these type of birds, you can't eat that. They eat snakes too. Where's the fish? It looks like a snake. Right, going on. and the great owl, and the swan. Everybody knows what a swan is. Well, I think you do. This is a swan, and you even have black swans. Let me put this good. You can't eat that. And the pelican, you can't eat that also, neither. Right? And the gear eagle, which is another eagle type, and the stork, which is these devils. There's always teaching that they bring the babies and stuff like that. Fucking devils. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness. These fucking devils, man. And now they got a problem with schools, because if the school teachers teach the children that the Satan clause is fake, then they might lose their job, man. So these devils want to keep on pushing their lies onto these children. Why are they doing it? Listen, it's just like how you have the Heavenly Father. We might not feel it and understand it, but the Heavenly Father, He does listen to your prayers and stuff like that, right? So Satan also has that type of spirit. So if you keep on lying, and people keep on, willingly believe in, satanic type things, then they're praying to Satan. Because the Lord said, and he that is not with me is against me. So there is no in between. Or you're on the side of Satan, or you are on the right side of the Heavenly Father. The left side is Satan. Right? So there's only two sides. And Esau is trying to put you on the side of Satan, man, by making you believe these lies, because the lies of the devil. Any lie. A white lie is the most satanic fucking lie upon the planet Earth. Cave monkeys always use that, because they're the devil. That's why. Now it says, and the stork, the heron after her kind. Now this is the heron. This is the heron. You can't eat that. And the lapwing, which is another bird. And all his kinds. You have this type of lapwing, you have this type of lapwing, you have this one, you have this one, you have this one, all types of lapwing. You can't eat those. These one also, you can't eat this one. Doesn't matter which color they have, you can't eat it as long as it's a lapwing. And if you can't tell them in the wild, for example, for example, if it's things would happen like they happen in Venezuela right now. If you're not sure, then don't eat it. That's it. Or get an expert to tell you what type of bird that is, because some of them lapwings don't have little feathers on the top of their head. Some of them look like this, without the feathers. The blacksmith lapwing, and then you have these ones, and they walk funny. If you've seen them before, they actually really walk funny. They walk different than normal birds and stuff like that. This is another form of a heron after its kind. You can't eat those. And the bat. You already know what a bat is, which is this. Can't eat those. Now, verse 20. Now, here comes a thing that kind of confuses a lot of people, because I've seen memes online, like these type of memes. Fowls that creep. They would say that these are the fowls that creep. They don't creep. They just walk upon the earth. They're not creeping. Creeping fowls. Creeping flying fowls. First and foremost, these animals don't fly. Look, this guy wants to break it down that it's talking about these type of animals, which I just showed you over here. Fowls that creep? Question mark? No, it's not. It's actually talking about insects. This is a fowl that creeps. It's an insect. It's a flying insect. So going on now, it says, all fowls that creep, going upon all fours, shall be an abomination unto you. Now, if you check out these animals, none of them have 4 feet. They have 2. So it's not talking about them. And then you have these mutated animals, which is not talking about this. Because a duck is not supposed to have 4 feet. A duck is supposed to have 2, which is a normal duck. This is clearly a mutation and the result of a malfunction in the DNA. These 2 feet are 2 dead feet. Or this might have been a twin, but the other twin only developed legs and got stuck on this one. And these 2 feet don't work. It's just like them children in India that have multiple limbs, like this guy over here. Some fucking curse. Look at this shit. That's some fucked up shit, boy. I'll tell you. They worship these things anyway. They worship entities with 6 hands and stuff like that. And if you look at it, you can see that. Oh my goodness, man! I don't even want to look at this shit, man. The fuck? Some cursed people, man. These people in India have one of the biggest rates of this malfunction, just fucked up born people, man. Damn, the highest rate of them, man. A lot of them is just very demonic, and they worship in satanic gods like this. So the Heavenly Father curses them, man. Like, oh, you wanted to worship that one? I'll make you look like it. Going on, right? All fowls that creep, all flying creatures that creep, because the word fowl basically goes into the word bird. You know, it goes into the word from origin, Germanic, Old English, Vogel, the Dutch vogel, German vogel, English fly, and then it turned into fowl. Basically, it actually means fly, related to Dutch vogel and German vogel. Also to fly, number 1. That's what fowl actually means. Well, goes back to, which is a bird. Birds collectively, especially as the quarry of hunters. Right. And all fowls that creep, going upon all 4, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all 4s. See, it's talking about flying creeping things, right? As it says here, fowls, so flying things that creep, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Right, legs above their feet. That's this. That's these animals. I mean, these insects. Look at one right here. Which is this one. He has legs above his feet. The little tiny feet. The legs above it. And John the Baptist was eating locusts, by the way. Which one? Where was it? Matthew 11? I think it was Matthew 11. Let me double check it. Oh, no, wait. It was Matthew 19, sorry. Matthew 19 and what? Oh man, really? What? Maybe it was 11. No, it was not. I think it was Matthew. Oh, Matthew 3. Right, now it says here, Matthew chapter 3, verse 4. And the same John, John the Baptist, had his raiment of camel's hair, and a leathern girdle about his loins. And his meat was locust and wild honey. So he was eating locust and wild honey. And the Matthew 4, 11, actually 19, sorry, that I pulled. What was that? Was talking about, and John came eating and drinking. What? Unbelievable. Yeah, just leave that. It was Matthew 11, but I'm done. Right. So these are the creeping things that flyeth. They can kind of fly because they have wings, by the way. They have wings. And they leap. Because it says right here, the ones that leap. Now, where does it say it again? Yeah. To leap withal upon the earth. Right. And these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind. You can eat beetles, by the way. They're clean. They're lawful and clean unto us. Right. It's not something that looks delicious. It looks pretty to me. It looks beautiful. Some of them locusts, and some of them beetles and stuff like that. You also have the dung beetle, which is what the Arabs, which is what the Hamites, the Egyptians, used to worship. And this is actually just how you call that thing? Grass is grass, because the animals eat grass, and then they shit out dung. That's why this is called the dung beetle. And with this, you can actually plant your field better, because the nutrients of the dung goes into the earth, and the nutrients of the earth along with the dung goes into the plant or the vegetable or the tree, whatever you planted, and then it grows. So this goes into the plant. Whether you do it directly or indirectly, it goes into the plant. The nutrients thereof goes into the plant. So all these beetles, you can actually eat them. Some of them look pretty. You have the golden beetle. They look golden and stuff like that. I'll tell you, it doesn't look delicious to me, man. I'll tell you that. Even the grasshopper doesn't look delicious to me. They do look cute sometimes. Like stupid cute. For example, if they look at you with them big black eyes, right? They be looking at you and they be looking kind of stupid, like, "Hey man, how you doing? What's happening? What are you looking at? Why are you taking pictures of me?" Right? So it's kind of funny. They look funny to me. They don't look delicious, or even edible. I would not want to have this creeping around in my mouth, man. I'm not. But they are lawful, and that's what the Heavenly Father says. Even this, the pink one. Because you have all these grasshoppers and all types of colors, man. But the ones that we know of are green, stuff like that. But you do have pink ones. You have golden colored ones, brown ones, green ones. You have speckled ones with all type of stuff like that. But then going on. Right. And the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. Right. You have all type of like, for example, the fruit fly. I hate it when these flies come in my drink, man. There's one time I had a drink, right? And yeah, they have 6 feet. But then these types, you can't eat this, by the way. These are one of the flying, creeping things. This one time, and they love alcohol. This one time, I didn't have a lot of alcohol. I didn't have a lot of alcohol left, right? I had a small cup, until here. But then I had alcohol here, right? I was drinking, taking it slow, hoping that it would actually have some effect on me, you know? Drinking slow, pop, pop, pop. So I was biking around, and man, it was crazy, man. I didn't even notice, and I left it for like, I was biking, and I left it for like 2 minutes or something. Like, hey, look, look. Speak of the devil, I have right here. I have my drink, and I see him already stationaried on the top of the drink, man, just waiting for me to not look, cause I have some sweet drinks over here. See, I'm just talking about this bastard, and they pop up. They love sweetness and they love alcohol. So I was drinking this alcohol, and I didn't even look for. I think I didn't drink for 2 minutes, man, and I was on a bike, biking. So I was moving, but it was kind of summertime. And lo and behold, man, I looked down and I thought like, oh man, this is my last drink. I ain't got no money left. Damn it. And I actually didn't even, I think I had money, yeah, but I didn't want to buy no more. I was like, this is going to be it for the day. I had to throw it away. I was angry as shit. And since that day, I was trying to kill him. Especially if I saw him in my room. And fruit flies. It's irritating. But if this falls in your drink, you can't drink that drink no more. Because this is what it says. Now it says here, but all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. Now you can argue that they have 6, the fruit flies have 6. But who's to say that these 2 are feet? Because they always rub these 2 together. It might be some hands. Right, look, you got the flies, right? They always clean their face with these one. They rub their hands together and stuff like that. I don't know. But just don't eat these. It's not good for you. Verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. So if you smack a fly and it dies, and later on you touch the carcass of that fly, you're unclean until the even. You gotta wash yourself with water or something like that. But you're unclean until the sun goes down, and then you're clean again. So that's how disgusting these flies really truly are. Right, let me make another part.